Sticking with the programming, I'm Chase Ingram.
I'm Captain America.
And along with me is Bill Grunler.
Wolverine.
Hey, do you know that Wolverine's going to be in the new Deadpool movie?
I did hear that, dude.
And back, baby.
I mean, look, the guy can play all these other roles, and he can get his Tony Awards and all that other kind of bullshit stuff. But like,
Do a musical.
yeah, whatever you need to do to like, keep the art, the thespian alive in you. But you're fucking Wolverine. Like, give me a fucking break.
Yeah,
You're Wolverine.
And it's funny. Look, I could never be in that position. Obviously, I'm not an actor or look the part. If we talk Chris Evans and Captain America, which is just like the perfect casting role. Perfect. Yeah. And some of these guys, after like 10, 15 years, like, hey, I just don't want to play this part anymore. And I was like, why? I don't mean typecast it. I was like, dude, I would play this until I'm dead.
Yeah. I mean, you can go and do your other things. That's fine. But like, why would you? It wins every single time.
Every time.
Like there hasn't. Whether people complain about the movie is one thing, but it's not like those movies don't make a gargantuan amount of money.
Oh yeah.
Like you're good. You don't need to do anything else.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good to go. Good to go. What's up, everybody?
It's like all the kids in like Harry Potter. Just stay doing Harry Potter. You don't need to do anything else because I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It just
happy Monday. Impromptu Monday show. Usually it's Tuesdays, but tomorrow is 4th of July. God bless America.
That's right.
I can't wait. I ordered all my, every piece of American flag, red, white, and blue star-spangled hat, glasses, shirt. Like, it's all around.
Actually, just shake her head on 4th of July.
You can't
be like, God dang it.
You can't say shit to me today.
Do you have to wear that too? No, we're not going to paint your toenails red, white, and blue, Chase. No.
I bet I'll... You know what? The way I can get away with this is when my daughter is old enough to want to paint dad's toenails and fingernails.
It will happen.
I can't wait.
It will happen.
Wait, I can wait. That's one of my rules. Actually, it's my only rule. I can wait. I can wait. What's up, everybody? Happy Monday, Corey, Alyssa, Corey again, Bruce, Soccer Mom, Renata, Halpin, Draw Your Dagger. By the way, correct me wrong, but I think Draw Your Dagger is a girl. She takes great pictures.
She does.
She does, yes. Patrick, yes, Alyssa. Drop all the American flags in the chat. This is a Just Show Up t-shirt from Sherpa Works. Space Wolves. You can't read the writing because it's white, but, Ken tried. And I'll still wear it. Oh, Keith. Yeah. Keith Knapp, what's up, dude? We are, today's show will be 4 things. This is the Mount Rush Moment show. We did 4 things we'd like to see come back to the CrossFit Games last week. Today, we'll do 4 things outside the box, little unconventional, if you would like to. Or
made it really hard to pick my top 4. Because I don't it's not like I have a list of 18 to choose from. It's like, I need to come up with 4. So even though we're calling it a Mount Rush moment, it's more like
4 things.
4 old Coke bottles that are sitting up on the thing that we're going to shoot down with like a .22 rifle or something.
Yeah, damn right, Corey.
One of those.
Yeah, damn right. Undefeated. in the world ones, at least. Not all. Keith Knapp, I saw this got posted. We posted the other day. We're going to do this show. Top 4 things outside the box we'd like to see programmed. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it can't be CrossFit or workouts. It just may be something never done before or unconventional. I don't know which path you went.
I'll just say yes, because there's a little bit of all of that.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, good. I got a little bit of everything. Bill and I don't know what we chose, but I did see this one come up from someone as well. It's like underwater swim for distance. That's my contribution today. I was like, people will die. Like, Greg said, when the games first started coming, alive, is that he said, men will die for points. Women will kill for them.
Yeah.
And we don't need to do a max distance underwater swim.
Well, as long as we do it the way that, the SEALs would do it. And Pat Sherwood, this is one of Pat Sherwood's stories that I loved, is one of the tests in his SEAL training was you had to swim, you had to jump in the water, couldn't push off the wall, I don't think, and you had to swim down and back 50 meters. Maybe it was 50 meters. 50 or something. It was crazy. Whatever it was,
Yeah.
it was if you come up early, you're done. You ring the bell, you're out. The only way you could do it and not finish and still be in is you have to officially pass out.
Yeah.
And they'll have guys right there to get you, pull you out, but they'll revive you.
You don't pass. I don't think. I think you still have to do it without blacking out.
No, you have to do it, but that's the only way that, like, if you don't complete it, you're only like the only way you're still in to give it another shot is you have to pass out.
Yeah, I think it's 50 meters in total.
Yeah, but you can't push off the wall. You can't dive in. I don't think there's any pushing off the wall.
Yeah, and so to put some context for this, most people, I can't say all, right? I can't speak in absolutes, but anyone that has suggested this has never actually tried this. Because one, I was a swimmer, and I would play this game as most swimmers do all the time to see who could go the furthest underwater.
Yep.
Right. It was a swimmer's version of a dick measuring contest. We're in tiny little Speedos. The water's cold. So that normal contest didn't really work well for us. So we decided to use length under the water. And, all joking aside is that I know of, and you hear about it probably every year, of someone who dies doing this. And it's just because we can push the envelope. We're adept to that hypoxic feeling and getting comfortable of really drowning, and it becomes dangerous.
How close have you come to passing out?
I have come to where this much light I could see through.
Yeah.
Like a dime-sized light in front of my face. It's so close that this sounds weird, but it didn't. Then Keith, you should know better. I swam all the way through high school. Okay, then you should know better. It would be fun, but it's dangerous. To where it didn't hurt anymore. It not necessarily didn't hurt, but it was. I'll say this: it hurt so bad that no other sense, thought, or part of my being I could sense other than that, and it was this weird moment of clarity. If that makes sense.
That does make sense. Mine was the same deal. Like, you've already gone through all the swallows.
Yeah.
Swallow. You still kind of doing your thing.
God, I hate that feeling.
It's the worst feeling. It's the worst.
I hate that feeling.
To where you're trying to get a couple more strokes out of it, and then you come up out of the water, and there's a moment where you're thinking like, okay, I'm out, I can breathe, and there's a moment where you can't. Like, you come out and you're like,
yeah.
And then finally it opens up and you're like, dude, I'm out of the water. Why am I not breathing?
Yeah,
because your body is just like, we're done.
Yeah.
I know you're out, but like, we're done.
Yeah, we're done.
We don't want to play anymore.
Laura, what's the furthest you've gone? I went about 75 to 80 meters. It was a 50-meter outdoor pool. I went down, turned around, and came back and came about 15 to 20 meters shy of the other end.
Don't do that one, babe.
Don't do it. And that's some things like
we're working on. No, we're not working on you holding your breath right now. We're working on you getting the breathing on your stroke. That's what we're doing with Laura right now. That's what she is.
Yes.
It's getting good.
It's weird. 10 out of 10 don't recommend putting that in the CrossFit Games because people will pass out. People could potentially die.
It's competition.
It's a competition, exactly.
It's competition.
But that's on the list. So 4 things, Mount Rush moment style. We only get 4. Outside the box, we'd like to see program. This is not a prediction show. This is just a what if show. We're just shooting the shit programming style.
Actually, I say, hold on. I say we do it like this. We have our ideas.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about possible feasibility of it and why we would pick it. Why does it stick into the why would it belong?
I like that.
Why should it belong?
I had a lot of time wrestling with some of my ideas because I was looking at it from that perspective. Because he's like, let's climb Mount Everest. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, cool. Like,
right.
Yes. How can it fit inside not just a good test of fitness, but inside the actual games competition itself?
Yeah.
Right? You're like, hey, do an Ironman. I'm like, and then what?
Yeah.
Right. So let's be realistic here. So some good ones are coming in. Good ones are coming in. 100-meter sprint with ankle weights. Okay, not as great. But yes, if you guys would like to join in on the conversation, please keep throwing them in the chats. We'll pull them up. In fact, how do I do this?
Oh, you want to pull it up? Yeah, throw it up on the side there. Yeah.
All right, so I flipped the script here. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, you can just throw them in the chat, and they'll come up here on the side once you guys start typing as of now. But yeah, Bill and I are going to go through our 4. But before we get there, tomorrow is the 4th of July, as we were saying earlier at the top of the show. And I know affiliates do certain things. They create their own 4th of July workouts or use a hero workout. Do you do anything special for Inferno?
Yeah, we usually get out of the gym on the 4th. I mean, we have our, we do Murph on Memorial Day. We do the Hot Shot 19 on Veterans Day.
Okay.
Our Chad is on New Year's Eve.
Right.
And then for the 4th of July, and this is kind of, I brought this this was something that I did when I was lifeguarding way back in the day. There was a stair run that we would do on Pismo Beach. And so it's all deep sand, stair run. Deep sand, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 staircases that we hit all the way up, all the way down, and back. And so we just get everyone out to there, and it reminds me of being on the beach. When we worked fire and lifeguards back when I was working, 4th of July, we're a tourist town, so we have the beaches are going crazy. And I always love to do that run, and there's a whole bunch of good people watching during that time. So we're putting that back together, and that's what we do on our 4th of July. Just get out there early and do that run and burn some calories before we go and barbecue.
I like that.
Yeah,
that's fun.
What about
you? We would do just program a workout, do a 10 o'clock class with everybody, and just it's kind of like a Murph style day. Yeah. And then everybody just hit the lake or hit the pool and go.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we're going to go see a parade with the kiddos. Dylan my son is fired up. He's like, it's going to be big. I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to be big. He's like, yeah. Like, what do you even know? Like, you've never seen a parade. So, have you seen this? I think it's a next Netflix show, The Physical 100.
Yeah.
How is it?
The events are really fun.
Okay.
I would turn the volume down, because you don't want to hear them repeat the same line 3 times every single time. And whenever they have Asian overdubbing, it's like this really high pitched. You feel like you're watching like an anime cartoon.
Oh yeah.
But you take all that aside, and like the events are cool. The fact that they have a lot of these, it reminds me of the beginning days of UFC, where you had the sumo wrestler versus the kendo fighter and the karate artist versus the street boxer and that kind of thing. Because that's what you have. You have powerlifting. And what's great is you have all these different, people with these different types of physiques.
Yeah.
But the athletes that do really, really well in all of this stuff, and they have, elite, like their military guys and everything, are their CrossFitters that they have on there. It's just really cool.
Who knew?
Yeah. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
General
physical preparedness.
It's not even a CrossFit Games, and it's another competition of other stuff, and they still do well.
I know. If it deals with any type of physicality, who knew?
The events are cool.
Yeah.
They're pretty fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, this isn't a games prediction show. This isn't a quasi-realistic things we would like to see. We're going to do a prediction show in about a week or 2 leading up to the CrossFit Games. Things that we would like to see and things that we may see that more like peeking into the brain of Boz and, curator Dave and from there. But this is an outside-the-box top 4 of events we would like to see maybe make its way to the CrossFit Games stage one day. But yeah, we'll go 1 for 1 all the way down the list. You ready to rock?
Sure.
All right. Without further ado, Mount Rush moments. Top 4 things.
I was even waiting on that one.
We would like to see at the CrossFit Games. Good job. All right. Oh, gosh, you guys got some good ones coming in. Did you do anything for teams? I guess it's a spoiler alert. I just was thinking individual.
I didn't do anything for teams.
Me neither.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Beer pong, yes, Corey. I would like it. All right, 4 things we would like to see make their way to the CrossFit Games. Outside of the box is the baseline category or rules per se. And I think you went first last time, so I'll go first this time.
Okay.
All right, I'll get the simple one out of the way. I've been saying this for a couple years now, but I believe we should pull in Hyrox and run a full, legit Hyrox event at the CrossFit Games. Nothing different, nothing changed, legit, official Hyrox event, which is, gosh, I should have printed out what it is.
Oh, I think I had it. I think I had it pulled up. Where is it?
Oh, here we go. All right, beginner's guide to Hyrox.
Oh yeah, so it's a 1K run in between everything. There's a 1,000-meter ski.
8 rounds.
Yeah.
1,000-meter run precedes all of these 8 movements.
And then 1,000-meter ski, 50-meter sled push, 50-meter sled pull, burpee broad jumps, 1,000-meter row, 200-meter farmer's carry, sandbag lunge for 100 meters, and then wall balls, 75 for men, 100 for women.
Yeah. And just, I think it'd be a cool collab, right? A partnership with CrossFit. And, it's like they call it fitness racing, which is what people used to shit on us for. That's what they said we used to do. And they're actually doing what would they consider fitness racing. And I just think it'd be really, really cool to showcase our athletes taking on a Hyrox event, not train steeply for this, right? The Hyrox event doesn't change. There's world records. In effect, who just put this in?
100.
Well, how many break the record? 0.
Right.
No one is breaking the record here. Hunter McIntyre is a freak of nature.
Dude, this event was designed for this cat.
And that's what he trains for, right?
Yeah.
Absolute freak. Freak. But it would be really cool to see how they stack up. We've seen athletes take on these before. I think Jacob Hepner tried to hang with him in an event, and a couple of the guys down.
That's when they're doing those obstacle races. Yeah.
But I would just love to have it, and we do have our marquee Friday night event, and then we have lifting on Saturday. They're not designated nights, but I think it'd be cool to take a marquee Friday night event that usually is in the Coliseum and take it out to North Park at night where it's cool and everyone can be there, and all 40 men, and you could probably do women at the same time. All 40 men run a Hyrox, go for it. Just map it out right there in the field. You can do it out there in the field, and then all the women take it, and then just see how they stack up. So a Hyrox event is something I would love to see make its way to the CrossFit Games.
Just as a devil's advocate to you, what do you think would be the issues in having something like that? What would be the con to having that at the games?
The only thing it could do is maybe limit the scope of other things that could get programmed later, because there's so many different movements in there. But it's not unlike having, say, an event like Chaos or a Chipper. And I don't really see too much, because there's some sled pushes and some sled pulls, which people have their own thoughts about, but whatever. And but a skier in there. Is there a rower in there, or is it just a skier?
Yeah, 1,000-meter row.
Yeah, so it takes some equipment out, but not unlike seeing, different movements at different distances. I know we saw that semifinals. I do think it's a little different at the games. That could be the one drawback, is it limits the scope of maybe the 12 or 13 other things they could do later.
I mean, you're right, because if we have, say, 15 events, and in this one event there's 10 movements,
right?
It does take some of the things out. I'm not a right. I mean, there's some good things in there for sure. I think that it would be. I could see in the games. I'd like that, and that's the difference. I think with some of the things that we'll be talking about, that they are games appropriate, because now you've already, if you program through your qualifiers right, you've already vetted everybody out. To now, it's now we can do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
because we already know that they can do pull-ups and they can do, burpees, and they can do, like, you don't have to necessarily have that. So I think that that's why this is actually kind of cool.
Right.
Which would lead me
to your number one.
To one of my four.
Yeah, these aren't ranked. These are just four as we see them.
There was a lot of talk about this event when it came out at the Rogue Invitational. The Rogue Invitational at the time was a qualifier for the games. I think it was 2019.
Yes.
2019. About how could you have an accuracy event be something that's going to dictate whether someone's going to go to the games or not. There was a lot of talk about the event. I mean, there was a lot of people that thought it was either good or bad, or it was fun to watch or really interesting or whatever. But I think at the games, having this type of event would be a great time to have this event, the ski biathlon.
Wow. Okay.
And there was a lot of issues for it as a qualifier. And I think this was the issue with that particular event was, how can you have such a weirdo, kind of niche-y event where what kind of skills do you need to have, whatever.
The rifle.
Yeah, it's an air gun.
Yeah.
Not the skier, but the air rifle, to be able to go and use that as a qualifier into the games. Now, one of the issues that people were talking about was, not everyone shoots guns. Okay, fine. But you could say the same, I think, at the games level, you can say the same types of thing for swimmers, for any other sort of specialty type event. You're going to have people that do it on a regular basis, and they're going to do really well. You're going to have people that don't. You're going to have people who rarely do it. And what I like about this is that it's one of the accuracy things that we don't ever really test within the realm of fitness for our fittest on the planet under our definition of the fittest. We have all these athletes that can do all kinds of amazing things. And I as much as even I had an issue with this event, just making sure how to play it when we were commentating it.
Yeah.
I think this is the time to have that, which would be which would be fun.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Would you feel like you would need to give people a
practice? Yes, 100%.
Okay.
100%. I think this would be one of those things where it's like, okay, everybody needs to have a level. Everybody gets a gun. Yeah, they get it for like 2 weeks ahead of time or something, and they can kind of figure. We're not going to tell you what we're going to do, but here's how you use it at this distance. I think that'd be really fun.
Hey, outside the realms of going outside the box there, and that type of pentathlon, or not pentathlon, biathlon style.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the muscle up biathlon.
Yeah.
With muscle ups and then failures there, and there's penalty laps based off misses and makes.
Right.
All right.
I think it'd be kind of cool.
All right. Yeah.
Because again, you have to think of where it's being placed. We've already vetted our best athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So now we get to do some outside the box stuff.
All right. Speaking of potential violence.
Yeah.
I would like to go to my next idea.
Yeah.
And
Yep, I knew it.
I just wanted this.
Yes.
I want to see Pugil Sticks, aka the Joust, at the CrossFit Games.
100%.
Why? Well, if you go American Gladiator style, we've never had anything physical, athlete to athlete at the games, except anytime Cole Sager ran next to somebody in a weight vest. That's it. And sometimes I just want to see these guys and girls just go at each other in some, I would say, hand-to-hand combat. And I was trying to think of different ways to do this that wasn't, I would say, potentially dangerous. So like if we did wrestling, right? The inner circle and sand, I think they have these at maybe Spartan races or something like that. Or
Broken Skull Challenge.
Broken Skull Challenge.
Yeah.
I realize all the wrestlers would want wrestling, but like you guys
you
can twist up somebody to the degree. Oh, damn commercials. But then I was looking at Marines, right? Like in Marine Corps training, they have Pugil sticks, but they're like on ground and beating the shit out of each other. And I was like, God, let's just go back to the good old days. American Gladiators, two people standing on a pedestal with pugil sticks and a soft bottom. And I do believe that there are some elements in here like balance and coordination.
100%.
Right? Hand-eye coordination for one, stamina, strength, and speed. Right? If you go to the 10 general physical skills, there's a lot at play specifically in here when you go down this list. And what this would be a tournament style.
Would you do bracket style?
I'll do bracket style, and this would be the Saturday night event. We've had 8 to 9 events up until this point. You're seated by your place on the leaderboard, and one goes to 40, and it doesn't matter if you're the fittest person, because if you're sitting in 40 and you know how to whoop some ass, guess what? One's going down in the first round. And just match them up. Winner take all.
Would you go like 1 versus 40 and break it up that way?
239, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, all the way through. Best out of 3, round after round after round. Single elimination. And let's just see 2 athletes out there on the main stage, just like the lifting event, and just freaking let's get primal for a
100%. Dude, I had this was one of mine too.
And I think this might be the safest violent thing we could do with the athletes.
Yeah, look at that. Look at the way they have it set up. Like it's a big ass pillow. Now, granted, you're hitting them, but I mean,
But this is also a gladiator versus like a soccer mom.
I love it. I think it would be so good. I will say this. I did do, and this is a very funny version of the same thing. In a lifeguard competition they had pillow fighting. And here's how they did it.
Dude, pillow fighting it's like a sport now.
I believe it. It's probably on the Ocho, somewhere right after like cornhole and axe throwing. You have to sit on a log. So everyone's sitting on a log. You have your legs crossed under the log. You have to have your hand on your back and your pillow in your other hand.
Okay.
And then it's whoever knocks the other guy off.
Okay.
And you got a mat underneath, so you're not going to get hurt. It's the pillow to the head or pillow to whatever. But that's basically what this is. I mean, I obviously got the sticks and stuff, but I love the idea for what it is, because it's not. There is an element of all those things. There's an element of balance. There's an element of accuracy. There's an obvious element of coordination. Mm-hmm. But then also like the time frame that you're working in. I mean, if you decide to stand there and not do anything, that's one thing. But I mean, you're basically working in a 3-minute window.
And put like a clock on it.
Yeah.
So like you can do it by strikes. So
I think it would be great.
If nobody gets knocked off, the best number of strikes. I'm going off kilter a little bit, but have you seen this?
No.
Did you ever play this game?
Yeah.
It's a sport, and it's a competition of. I used to play this with my brothers in the house. Keep a balloon in the air.
Yeah.
And they set this arena up like a living room in a car.
It's like the anti what's that? Not smash ball, slam ball.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of that.
Yeah, I play this game. My kids play this game. And yeah, they basically set up a living room, furniture and everything, and not soft furniture. Like you can look, if you guys are watching on YouTube, like desks, chairs, there's a car, a couch, and it's keep the balloon in the air.
Do they really have to dive like that for this balloon?
Dude, why not?
Are they doing it just because, or do they really need to do it that way?
You wouldn't die for the balloon. I would die for the balloon. This is one of my favorite games to play with my brothers in the house. So I off track there, but yes. Okay. So my second one, keepy uppy. Yeah. I think that's
that's if you're under the 5-year-old age. That's what that is called.
That's a episode of Bluey, I believe. But yeah, that is
I gotta agree with that one, because I had that one on my list too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay. So granted, if you haven't been watching the new documentary about the American Gladiators, on Netflix, it's amazing. True story. Always loved the show. Grew up watching the show. Always wanted to be on the show.
Always.
And then me and Chase were at Wadapalooza broadcasting, and we're at the Bayside, right in front of the water. We're doing some of the Masters events, and all of a sudden, the Masters division comes out, and here's this dude who walks up in front. And he's like, "You're Bill Grundler," and I'm like, "You're Dan Clark." I'm like, you're Nitro.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I've been trying to like get in touch with you so like we can talk. I'm like, dude, Nitro wants to like talk to me? What? It was the coolest thing ever. And so like now we've like talked back and forth different times. He actually hit me up about the documentary. It's good.
Dude, meeting Nitro, that moment.
That was so cool.
One of my top all-time moments.
It was so awesome.
It's so awesome. I tried out. Remember they redid American Gladiators?
Yeah, wasn't what was her name?
Gina Carano?
No, well, she was too. There was another one. I think she went down to head. What was that one down in Hollywood?
I don't know.
Horsepower.
Oh yeah, I tried out for the show.
Did you?
As a contestant, yeah.
Dude, I wanted to be in that show so bad.
After watching the remake of it, when they did it and looking at the size of the gladiators and the people that they used, I can see why they didn't pick me. I'm just saying. But yeah, dude, that would there we go.
Switches back.
Switch it up. Clock said we did pugil sticks on a bridge over water in San Diego. The aim wasn't just to pummel someone, but knock them into the water. Yeah, and that's why you put them on pedestals, right? If you put them on flat on the ground, you're just going to try to beat the shit out of each other and aim to hurt someone, right? Like, but if you knock them off the pedestal, like I said, balance. I mean, what more fun way? I mean, it depends if people don't like getting hit in the face, but like,
no, you got a mask. You got a helmet for that. You're good.
Yeah.
Draw your dagger. Yeah, it was Jen. That's who it was. Perfect. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Another one. Yeah.
So
awesome.
All right, that is both of our 2s.
All right, should I hop up on my next one, or should we stay?
Sure. Yeah. You want to pop up to 3?
Okay. You ready for this one?
No, but yes.
As much crap as there is talked about the Hyrox, I think that this one would be something similar. It would be a mix of the Capitol and the Marathon Row, sort of.
Okay.
The Liver King's Barbarian.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
So, I mean, as much crap as everyone wants to talk about Brian Johnson, otherwise, a.k.a. the Liver King, carrying the kettlebells in your hand, carrying it in your back, dragging the sled, weights on your ankles, and having to go a mile. It's like, I think it's 70 pounds in each hand, 70 in the backpack, 120 on the sled, 20 pounds on each ankle for a mile.
Yes. Damn, that's good.
I mean, I think it would be cool.
No, dude, that's great.
It would be an amazing race. Watching everyone just slogging through this stuff. I think it would be bitching.
That's a great idea. Yeah, what is that? Let me see what this is. Let me get past this real quick.
Yeah, there it is right there. What I liked about it is it's not just an endurance-y event, but there is that's a lot of weight that you're moving. And that's what was so great about the Capitol is it wasn't a fast race.
And you can do that carry.
Huh? Oh, dude, totally.
4 laps.
Yeah.
Internally. Or 2 on the outside.
I just think it would be.
Man, that's great.
You know?
That's good. Yeah, the Barbarian challenge.
The Barbarian.
Gosh, do you have the exact?
I think it's 70-pound kettlebell in each hand.
Yes.
120 in the back on the sled.
Yeah.
I think it's 70 in the backpack. 20 pounds on each ankle.
Let me see. Does he have it? No.
I saw one where he was. There was a video where he was on a podcast and he was talking about it. The actual the numbers.
Let's see if I can find it. Barbarian challenge. Let me see. Yeah, that's great. And honestly,
he's telling it right now. Yeah, 120 pounds on the back. 70 in the backpack. 20 on each ankle. Yeah.
Ground rules. No sitting on the sled. Start and finish over the. Oh, okay.
Oh, so he has this thing. Yeah, start and finish, whatever.
Start and finish. Yeah, that's what we do. Dang. I'm curious why he's wearing wrist wraps. I guess for sweat, but like.
Oh, maybe.
We don't need to reduce the circulation to our hands more than we need. Barbarian. Oh, that's good.
Yeah?
That's really good. That's really good.
I think that would be sick.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Man, and if he didn't fuck up so bad, like what a great sponsor.
Totally.
Or, you're just like, hey man,
hey,
you know that dude was in my region in my heyday? Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, we I believe we battled it out a bit. Well, we didn't battle it out. I whooped his ass because he wasn't on steroids yet.
Because he was just Brian Johnson back then.
It was Brian Johnson, but I remember not spanking that ass. Okay, my next one is the one where I may need some help making this realistic for the CrossFit Games. To the question of can you, should you, is there even a way to do that right?
Okay.
And I thought this is where you were going when you first started talking about it.
Ooh.
And it is capital-esque. It's outside the box. It's hard to score, but a Go-Ruck event. And a Go-Ruck event there's different time domains. There's like 5 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours. There's a 48-hour one, but that's like bud stuff.
Right.
The challenge here is that there's not a good way to score it unless you modify some things. What this really would end up being is...
Are you talking for teams or are you talking individuals?
Talking individuals, yeah.
I just see people's hands.
People's
butts
it's a collective thing. So it's basically like everyone starts, everyone finishes. If you decide to quit, you're either gone or everyone like carries you across the finish line. So there's like, and that's the thing, it's like there's teamwork. But in a way, it's like, okay, this isn't necessarily a scored event. It's a weeding out event before the games even starts. Right? We're doing a 5-hour Go-Ruck thing on Wednesday. They're going to have off on Thursday, right? And the only score is those that decide to make it through the entire thing. Now, I know that it's not sexy, but I was just really trying to go hard outside of the box here. But these things are gnarly. Physically demanding, emotionally demanding, psychologically demanding. It requires... And, I was doing a little... I don't know, like feel-goody thoughts, but like, what a way to change or flip the script on how these athletes work together or against each other the rest of the weekend. There's not a way to game it to your own personal advantage. The only thing that can happen is that you can quit and you're out for the rest of the weekend. There's a way to do it. I just don't know exactly what that is. But something... And this is something I always thought like Dave would throw at these guys one year. He's like, hey, there's your packs. Here's your water. Here's a map. You have to be here by 8 o'clock in the morning. If you're not here by 8 o'clock in the morning, your CrossFit Games is done. And just starts them. Something like that. But yeah.
I like the idea. I think in...
struggling to like make it feasible, right? But a ruck event. Like a legit one.
Yeah.
Clock says, a real ruck event, infantry style, 85 pounds or so in the backpack, 5-mile loop with climbing for time. Yeah, okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. So.
I like the idea of the...
Yeah. Like, I know it could work. It won't be exactly what Go-Ruck does. But again... I'm pulling in a bunch of different players and cultures.
Well, yeah, this was also just something that just kind of we thought up on the fly, so it hasn't had like months to build and set up. But it would definitely jumpstart the games,
right?
Wow,
something,
yeah,
and out of the norm. It's like, hey, this event isn't scored. The only thing that can happen in this event is that you quit. And this event will get harder for everyone if you don't actually all work together to accomplish this event. Like the ultimate weed or outer. I mean, it's very militaristic, right? This very Spec Ops SEAL thought process, which, people might think we're too far past this. This is probably more of a Aromas Carson era type test than maybe current, but something. Chew on it, people.
I like
Come back with a better idea. All right. Last one.
I kind of battled back and forth on a couple of these things. The easy, when you're looking at these outside things, it's the endurance things I think that are easy to come up with, because you come up with these like big old grandiose types of things. And I still have a hard time. Oh, that would be sick.
Or tag.
Oh, wow. All right. I just got another really good idea.
All right. Save it for the runners up.
Okay.
What ifs at the end?
I will, okay. Okay. I have two runner-ups when we talk about the honorable mentions at the end here real quick.
Okay.
The one that I decided to do was I didn't want to pick, especially after I decided on the Barbarian. I didn't want to come up with another long one, even though it's not like I'm putting all of these in the thing. But what I wanted to do was something that was a little faster, a little punchier. I liked when we were doing some of the obstacle courses that we were doing, and start to see some of those types of elements being put into the competition. And they do have it in the X Games, but speed climbing, I think would be fun. I think that'd be really fun. Again, you have balance, you have coordination.
Well, we have the guy that can call it, because he's been doing it for ESPN.
Right. He has been calling it. So you're right. And and there's a couple people, Laura Horvath, she's a climber. She used to do that stuff. So those people are there, but I think that generally speaking, it would be fun to watch what someone could do in a race scenario in that setup. So you have your two setups that are exactly the same, and you just make them go. I think it'd be fun.
I like that. That is great. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that a lot, actually.
I mean, it was hard. Like I said, all the long ones are really easy. I think are easy.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. And like we've said with programming in general, it's really easy to make hard workouts.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's not saying a lot. But speed climbing.
Now you could even do this.
Would you do it like tournament style, or like the speed clean ladder?
I think you could easily do it where you run. Oh yeah, look at you. You're on top of this shit. Nice job. I think you could very easily do it where you have run 5 people at a time.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like the winner that compete, and then the top, like they do in track, right? The top 2 go from prelims to quarterfinals, and the next 5 best times after that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, not I didn't mean head to head like they do here. Heats of 5 all the way.
Yeah, I think it'd be easy. I think it would be fun to watch.
Yeah.
You're gonna have some people be like, yeah, but I'm afraid of heights, and it's like, yeah, there are people that were afraid in the water. They still had to swim.
Ooh, that's a good rebuttal.
So,
and it's way less dangerous than being in the water, or especially in the ocean.
Yeah, you're attached.
You're not gonna fall. God,
right?
Nice.
Now, what I don't know, and I was curious, is maybe I should ask Sean about this, is that climb, do they make it different every time? I mean, I know their paths have to be exactly the same, but is this path the same as one that they do at a prelim one or another competition, or do they make them up like that as they go? Or is that a set, a set diagram? I don't know.
I like that. Yeah. Let's see. Eaton, shooting tennis balls at each other like American Gladiators would be awesome. Only yeah, that's actually going to be a runner-up for me.
I could pick so many from the American Gladiators.
I could be like, hey, this year's CrossFit Games is actually an American Gladiators competition.
Yeah.
Could you imagine doing pugil sticks against the mountain?
Oh my gosh.
Have half Thor up there just killing people.
Well, everyone would be holding it with 2 hands, and he'd be up there with one, just like a pop, pop, pop. It's so big.
Oh, that's good. No, that man. I think that's your best one.
The rock climbing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Outside the box, totally applicable. Something else, some unknown, like a knowable element. Yet we should all be able to climb. I mean, think about the sandbag event last year, right? At its core is humans' ability to display strength unconventionally, which is also known as the natural world. What more perfect display of that could you do? Is like just pick that up off the ground and put it on your shoulder.
Totally.
This is along those same lines. It's like we are natural climbers, right? Just by, I don't know, say evolution, but just like by our, like this, that's how we're built. Like we can climb. That's part of why we mastered the modern world is we can walk, we can climb, we can grip, we can talk. You know, it's just, yeah, that's good.
Thank you.
I saw this thing on Twitter the other day and I didn't really know how to make of it. I think it was a little bit too like matter of factly, but it says humans are the only mammals built for carrying things better than any other mammal on the planet by themselves without help. And the more I thought about it, I was like, oh shit, you might be right.
Well, maybe it's because we had to.
Right.
So we don't have the other.
Right. And so it's like, oh, what about pack mules and horses? Like, no, we help them. Like yeah, of course. When I strap something on them.
Right.
But just by ourselves, how we can manufacture that.
Yeah.
That humans are actually the greatest mammals at carrying objects for distance. And climbing. I mean, we're not the best climbers, obviously, like we're not monkeys.
But we can.
But we can. I think that's your best one.
Cool.
Okay. My last one. Now, this is a bit CrossFit-y, but it's never been done before, and I've dreamed of this for quite a while. Okay. This is, before you react, Bill, what I'm about to say. All right. It's not exactly this, but this is it's choose your own adventure meets loser takes the walk. All right. So we're talking like if you guys ever play touch football, or it's like if you win, like the other team has to walk because you won, so you get to choose or whatever like that, right? Helping, that's a good one. Highland Games stuff. I saw that. Highland Games things. Some people talked about like outdoor games like chopping wood and pole climbing. I was like, yeah, but like someone's going to cut their foot off. But this is it's rounds. Everything always starts with an 800-meter run, and then you have 5 girl benchmark workouts on the table, right? After each run, the person who comes in first gets to pick what girl workout they and everyone else gets to do. So my 5 that I put in there are Isabel, Grace, Diane, Fran, and Karen. All around 4 to 5 minutes. 4 to 6 minutes, let's just say that, right? 800-meter run. If you are first to the platform, you can go Fran, and you start hitting Fran, and everybody else has to do it. Now, if you want to keep the lead and dictate where everybody goes, you still have to be in the lead after the next 800-meter run. So maybe you picked Fran, and that was a bad move for you. Maybe homeboy over here, maybe Burton's is like, fuck yeah. He gets through Fran. He gets back from the 800 before you do, and he says grace. Right? So the winner or the leader after every 800 gets to pick what the next girl couplet or girl benchmark workout is going to be for the group. So it's like chaos meets the girls in a sense, right?
Is there a break in between?
No break.
When I finish Fran,
nope.
I go right to the 800?
Right to the 800.
So if I'm in the lead at the end, so it's to your advantage to, like, if I want to pick one that I can win, especially early, so I can build some sort of a lead.
Yes.
And then everyone's following what I want it to be.
Right. But did you run too fast to get what you wanted, and then you blew up because this person could handle and was waiting, right? Because personally, what I would do is like I would go run the 800 and pick Karen first. Because one, I can do it unbroken.
You like wall balls.
Yeah, because exactly, right? But if someone came in and beat me, right, and I was trying and they passed me at the end just to get him and they said, Diane, fucked. Right? And it doesn't necessarily mean, because here's why it's 800. 800 is 3 to 4 minutes. And a lot of these, not at breakneck pace, are also 3 to 4 minutes. So you can still pace a 800 and maybe catch someone in the girl. Just because they're leading and this is what their favorite one is, does not mean they're better at everybody at it. And what did their intensity do to maybe the next 800? So the leader after every 800 gets to choose whatever is left on the board.
So it's 5 rounds.
5 rounds.
The 800 meters are where you're going to be spending the vast majority. Well,
no. I think it's pretty even. Because you're not going to do a 3-minute Fran.
No.
You're like, yes, okay, yes,
you can, but not after.
Diane, Fran are all 2 to 3 minutes. We get it. But they're not going to be 2 to 3 minutes in a 5-round format.
After you've just run a mile and a half.
5 to 6 minutes
sprinting.
After run a mile. Actually, it's going to be 2.5 miles of running.
A total, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
The run matters.
The run definitely matters. But your ability to do these simple couplets, classic CrossFit couplets, under fatigue and intensity, and play the game of when or where should I go. Maybe you're coming in, you're like, all right, they already took my worst one off the board. Let me just get through this, wait for the next round. Grace, Isabel, those are kind of the same thing for me. I'll be fine. And you're like, all right, now I'm going to make my move. I'm only 20 seconds back, push here, try to get it around. Like there's so much gaming, strategy, and unknown. Plus you bring in the classic benchmark workouts and the way this is structured, because in the past, you could never program any one of these singular events by themselves at the CrossFit Games. You can't do it. Not anymore.
Right? But when you put it in this format, you can. Because, maybe the smaller person has an advantage range emotionally, but we're not racing these things by themselves. So it almost evens the playing field a bit.
Yeah, no, I like that.
And with some of the events I put in here, like it's not just short person tests. Like Grace is not. Range of motion, like Isabel is not. Like you have to be strong. Fran, yes. Karen, no. Diane, bit of both. So
that's cool. That's an interesting one, dude. I like that.
Thank you.
I do like that.
I have been wanting this since like 2011.
Since they had it on there the first time as the knockout.
No, what inspired it wasn't the girls. It was the regional in like Southern California. I think it was at Dave's Ranch where they did these like weird. They went all over the place. I can't remember.
I do remember that one. Yeah.
What I'm talking about is it was an event where I was like, this is the hardest event I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it was. That was where they had to do the run, and then they had the thrusters up at the top, and you had to carry these things up, down. Yeah, that was dude. That was that was the final event, I think, and it was nasty.
Yeah,
nasty.
And so I've always wanted something like this.
That's cool.
But I wanted to see the classic girls back, but in a way that it didn't matter. Like a judge and your body size only is going to dictate who wins this test or event, right? And I think this neutralizes that and brings the classics back in.
Well, yeah, and you just can't do any of those girl workouts for this level of athlete fresh.
Right.
Because it's too light and they're going to be moving too fast, and they're going too fast to be able to get, and I'm all the way up and I'm all the way down. I mean, they're racing elements. So to be able to knock that off with those 800s, I like that.
Would this be too much for a final? Like too long?
Yeah, I think it would, and I think the events would be really cool.
Good name. Run Girls Run.
Yeah, that is a good name. I think it would be a fun event, but yeah, there'd be a lot of time on those runs. I think.
This is not that much damage.
No way.
Joey, what are you talking about? Fran, 45 thrusters, 45 pull-ups, 30 clean and jerks at 135, 30 snatches at 135. The standard, does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
They're okay there. Can't be any worse in the 10 down to 1 thrusters and wall walk events.
Yeah.
Or, yeah. And I pick these is like, there really isn't that much damage to this. 45 reps of 225-pound deadlifts and kipping handstand push-ups. The only shitty one's Karen.
I'm seeing some of the people ask about, is it just your final finish are your points?
Yeah. You gotta do the whole way through, end to end.
Well, I mean, I know you'd have to go end to end, but like, does it diminish the importance of, say, round 2 or 3 where you're just kind of holding on?
No. Yeah, there's no bonus points.
That's what I mean. So is everybody coasting? Is everybody, well, I mean, I guess you kind of do the same type of thing if you're doing like a...
Now with a blind run.
Are you doing a blind run?
I mean, the run will be where you can't see people. They'll have to go out and around. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're not going to put them on an air run.
This would be at North Park because all 40 would have to go at the same time. That's
right.
What we do, right?
Right.
All 40. You run around the back of the stands. Or in the front. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
And if like you think you're that person that can just like coast in the middle all the way through, good luck.
Then you'll get a middle score.
You get a middle score, exactly.
Yeah.
There's no gaming this per se, other than to your ability if you want to be the dictator, the puppet master.
So you're looking at 30 minutes?
30 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I like that. That's a good set for that for sure.
Yeah.
I like that.
Cool. All right. Any runners up for you?
My runner up was they actually did it. I actually had this event in a competition that we put together here at the beach, and then they also did it at the Oceania, was it 3 years ago? Beach flags. Lifeguard beach flags.
Beach flags. I like that.
Dude, that is a good event to knock people out and get your winner at the end. You have explosiveness, you have speed, you have, agility as you're running down, trying to worm your way in between everyone. I think that would be super fun, and it would be so fun to watch because it's basically you're getting a combat sport at the same time that you're having all-out speed. So it's fun to watch. It's fun to be involved with. I think that'd be really fun. The other one that I was thinking of was kind of in the realm of like the Liver King thing was, you know how Ross Edgley, that British dude, the swimmer guy?
Mm.
Okay, so he does all these like weird like tests of like strength and stamina and whatever. And he did an Ironman carrying a log. So it made me think kind of like he drug it in the water with him.
Yeah.
Had it on his back for the bike, had to carry it for the run. And it made me, I was thinking of something like, doesn't have to be that nutty, but it had something like that where it reminded me of the Burden Run, where you had the log and you had to kind of carry it with you. So maybe that sort of version with like an Olympic distance or something like that, where it's a shorter race. You have some sort of a backpack or a way that you can strap that thing on so you don't have to like come up with your own way to strap it to your body necessarily, but to do a triathlon under some sort of load, I thought it would be kind of cool too. It kind of fell in that same realm of the Barbarian. That's why I went with the Barbarian instead.
Okay. No, Barbarian. I mean, that was another great one. God, he had some good ones.
Thanks, man.
This came up in this part of the organic programming. Back to my last one is you get 20 points if you have the fastest time in any of the girl splits.
Ooh.
So there's 200 total points up for grabs because they're like, 100 points. So it's like, all right, let's spice it up a little bit. 20 points per fastest split in the field. You don't know what it is. That's the other thing. All right, what's the first one? Fran, okay, I'm just going to rest 2 minutes and I'm going to send it. Cool. You got 20 points. Now what is the rest of your workout going to look like?
Interesting.
Only 5 people can get them. And it's like, okay, am I going to walk the 800 and get my 40 points? You got to put some type of time domain in there, though, like a time check.
For the...
So, like, for example...
For the 800?
Yeah, so for everything, all right? So say like this, all right? It's like, because, loophole. It's like, okay, I'm going to walk the first 800, whatever it is, I'm going to send it. Walk another 800, rest, whatever it is, send it, and then walk another. And then I'll get capped, but after I got 60 points anyways.
Yeah.
By walking and doing one girl workout, which is easy for me to do. It's like, all right, well, let's pay after every round. So like before the next 800, you have to be done at a certain time. So if you're not, you're...
Yeah, totally.
From competition. So say we put a 30-minute cap on it.
Well, you have 6 minutes.
6 minutes a round? Ugh, that's tight.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be a 40-minute cap. 8 minutes a round.
What if you do... Now, granted, this all has to do with needing... I mean, we didn't have enough judges. We had people miscounting on a bike event. So we're going to have judges on the run and then the...
just make the run one loop.
Okay.
Right? So
the
out, around, and back in.
Okay. So I say this. Make it like the last year's Jackie event where you have a time frame for your run. So the run has to be done in a certain amount of time.
I like these. Less than 4 minutes.
Yeah.
4 minutes for both men and women's running at the games are pretty similar. Say sub 4?
Yeah.
So your judge has your run clock.
So yep. And you don't make it, out. Done.
I like that. Okay, done.
And that drops you down. So now, let's say we have our 40 athletes and we have 8 of them that finished all the events. Those are your top 8, obviously. Mm-hmm. The ones that didn't make the 800 time on one of them, on the last one, that's your next tier. And so you just have your tiers set up that way, all the way down.
Yep. 4 minutes on the run. That'll fix everything.
Yeah.
Every one of your runs has to be under 4, because you can't walk that.
No, not even.
I like that. Okay. 20
That's a
points
cool event.
for fastest split in any of the girl workouts.
Do you think you still need that now that you have the 800 time?
I want them.
Oh, okay.
I want them in there.
What if you go for this event, because it's one event?
Mm-hmm.
What if you go 10 points per and make it a 150-point event?
Okay, fine. I just put 20 because 5 rounds, 20, that's 100 extra points that are available versus 100 points you're getting to win it all. That's the only reason why I did it. If you want to drop it down just for 10, if you think 20 is too much.
Well, I just think that 200 points for the event is a lot.
Yeah, but the same person is not going to get... Here's the thing. You can win this event and never have the fastest split for any of the girl workouts. And I would go as far as you won't. Because that's not the way to win this event. Like if you're going out there and you have the fastest split even 1 or 2 times, like you're either just casually better than everybody at this. Like I think it'll take care of itself.
Is it better to give points or is it better to give money?
Both.
Dubai style.
Both.
Okay.
Both. 20 points per girl test. And
$1,000.
$1,000. I just want to encourage poor decisions. That's all.
Totally.
Like, no one is going to outgame this and win this event with points.
Yeah.
Right? You have to be the best at all. So you got to be the best runner in the fatigue and the best classic CrossFit couplet under fatigue. You just have to be the best all together. And there's really no other way to do this unless you're just out there chasing dollars and chasing points. Just little points here and there.
I like it.
Okay. What is that? I put in a triathlon, like an Olympic distance, just legit.
I think it's a good one.
I was thinking half, but half's too much.
Yeah, I agree.
But an Olympic distance is or a full. I think actually Olympic distance is further. Olympic distance is about 700 to 1,000 meter swim, 30 something mile bike, and like a 10K run.
Yeah,
I think that's perfect.
Those are fine. Those are good. Those are good.
I just wanted to go a little bit outside that. I didn't really have any other ones.
Me neither. I was like, oh, sweet, I got to 4.
Here's the thing. I don't think any of these are overly gimmicky, except the ruck one I had in there. I just don't know how to do that one. But I mean, a Hyrox event, the Pugil sticks, although it's wild. I mean, come on. It
could fit. It should fit.
It fits. Like, if you guys have never like wrestled or done jujitsu or shit, we used to do this as kids where we had a pool and it had a high ledge and it was skinny, almost like a balance beam, but it wasn't a balance beam. And we would sit there and do like hand fighting, and you either knocked them into the pool, or if you went the other way, you got knocked into a bush, which I have a scar on my calf from a branch going into it. We used to do that all the time.
I think it's cool.
But I love your barbarian one. I love that, and the tournament style rock climbing, speed climbing.
I would like to see those too.
Chris, thank you. Yes, Olympic try, 1.5K swim, 40K bike, 10K run. Perfect. Everyone should be able to do this. No fin bullshit. Just get them in there and swim.
Yep.
NFL Combine.
If we were doing a skills test, maybe.
Yeah. Like I would say overall encompassing leaderboard, not per thing. Or would you do points per thing? Yeah, like the old skills test they used to do, like in blocks of 3 or 6. Yeah.
I like that.
I think that'd be good.
All right, Dave, and Boz, anytime you want some help, let us know.
Breaking news, CrossFit Partners is the new season of American Gladiators. Yeah, we'd create some pretty damn good, not gladiators, just contestants.
Yeah, we would.
Contestants. All right, gang. Well, thanks for joining us here. Little fun stuff for the rest of the week, the luge. But yeah, Bill, those are great.
Thanks, man. Yours too. I like that last one a lot. That'll be
once you like. Again, I've been marinating this for 12 years, so I don't expect everybody to kind of. But like I think it's one of those. Is the more you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, this really could. Oh, I did have one more. Sorry, one more. This goes off of things we want to see called back. And someone in the chat or message us on this, we're thinking of ways to make the hopper work. And it is event 1, and you just put a bunch of hero workouts in there, like just the workouts themselves in the hopper the night before. You've already got all the events programmed. Every one of these that are in the hopper fit no matter what it is with the regular programming. And so Thursday night at the games, you just roll in the hopper out and it's an event. And you list them before they come out. So everybody gets to look at what they want.
And what they don't want. DT.
Yeah. Right? So, 30 hero workouts in the drum, right? Put some WD-40, haul that shit out to Madison. And before it goes, Dave announces what event 1 is going to be. And it'd be cool if I could see him do is like, he puts up one event and everyone's like, and it's like bull and like, fuck. And then it puts more, and there's 30 on the board. One of these. And then they takes the drape off the hopper. He's like, 30 hero workouts are in this hopper. We are going to roll this out. The first ball that comes out will be your first event of the 2023 Noble CrossFit Games. It'll be one of these 30. And I know each and every one of you are looking at one that you want and one that you hate. Here we go.
That would be cool.
Clovis.
That would be cool.
I think that's the way to do the hopper.
No, it has to be. It's like when you're a parent and you don't care what sock your kid picks, but you hold up the 2 that you want them to choose from.
Yeah.
If you're good with both of them, it's like, which one do you want? I want that one. You're like, great choice.
I do that with my daughter's outfits in the morning.
Yep.
This dress, or this dress. Like, I want that one. I'm like, no, that's not part of the 3.
You're right.
I want the Rapunzel dress. I'm like, no, that we're not wearing princess dresses to school. It's one of these 3. Like you have a choice. All right, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy 4th of July. Go outside and celebrate the birth of your nation, because it is something we should do. We should always appreciate. We should never forget those that made the ultimate sacrifice and those that continue to sacrifice for our freedoms. And we should celebrate the shit out of that tomorrow in
Hell yeah.
the red-blooded American way possible. I want to see your outfits. If you guys are watching now, tag us in your 4th of July outfits. We'll repost that on our Instagram. It's just at Get With The Programming on Instagram. I'll share my outfit. I'm sure Bill will share his. Have a great 4th of July. God bless America. And we'll see you guys later in the week.
Bye, guys.